Okay, so there are 10 weeks to Christmas. That means if you want to knit Christmas gifts, it's time to start knitting. And I know a lot of you out there will already be knitting gifts for Christmas, but are there things missing? Are there things that maybe you don't actually want to gift and now you've knitted them? Today I'm going to have for you 3 tips on how you can plan your Christmas knits so that when there's only 10 weeks left, you can actually get these things knitted and you'll have them finished before Christmas. And you can wrap them as well. Okay, so let's get started. I'm Hannah. I'm here with Knitting Natter to help you knit with ease, confidence and joy. So I do have 3 tips for you today. If I look at my notebook, what we're going to do is just go through very simple tips, and yes, you can go deeper on this and I'll let you know how later on in the video. This will just help. It'll give you an idea of what's important when you're planning your Christmas knitting. So the first thing, of course, is to make a list. Sounds very obvious, but unless you write it down, and it really is much better if you write it down with pen and paper. With pen and paper, you can really feed the information into your brain more than you can than by typing. Lots of scientific studies have shown us this now. I've been taught it for years, that if you write something down with a pen and paper and see it in front of you on pen and paper, your brain is much more likely to absorb that information. Maybe the new generation who do a lot of their schoolwork on iPads will kind of shift this, but the actual movement of writing can be really, really helpful. So that's your list. You're going to write down your recipients, and then you're going to write down possible gifts. You might write down 1 gift or 3 gifts for each person, and then you're going to leave it. That's it. No more, that's it, all you need to do. I'm kidding. You're going to come back in a couple of days' time, maybe 24 hours, and say, okay, does anyone need culling? Does any gift need changing? Is there far too much stuff on here? We only have about 10 weeks left now. Considering you need to actually give the person the gift and wrap it and all that kind of thing too. So yes, there's only about 10 weeks left. In 10 weeks' time, it will be the 20th of December. Definitely take a look at how many you can knit, what seems actually feasible. That's going to be different for every person. You might say, crikey, knitting 3 dishcloths seems too much. But then you might be a knitter who can knit a jumper in a week. I've seen them, I've known them. And it really needs to be you as a knitter making this list for yourself. Personalise it. That is your gift giving list to start with. The second tip is to realise that no matter how much you're excited by brand new techniques, brand new patterns, brand new things that you could do with your knitting, this really is not the time to do it. It's 2 months of the year when you can be focused and excited by gifting to someone else, gifting that knit and seeing their face and having the hug on Christmas Day. Put it in your diary to learn these brand new techniques in January. Even get the course or ask for a course or some new patterns before Christmas. And say, look, can you get me this? I'm really excited about learning cables. Go and get me Hannah's cabling course. And you can have that sat waiting for you because you know that someone's going to gift it to you. So that is definitely something you can say, I'll put the new skills, the new techniques in my diary for January. And you know that it's coming, but you really want to focus on gift giving and gift knitting right now. So remember, this is for multiple people for a single specific date. If you're knitting throughout the winter, then maybe you can spend a few weeks learning a new technique. But if you are gift giving for this specific date, then yeah, please knit things that feel easy. So my third tip is to find the right pattern. And when I say this, I'm saying find a pattern that's going to motivate you to knit. It's got to be knittable with your current skills. You want to know that the yarn is going to motivate you. It's going to be maybe the texture that you like knitting with, the fibre that you like knitting with, a colour that you're really excited to pick up every day. Maybe also this pattern is something that you've knitted before. So you do feel motivated because you know it's achievable. So definitely take a look at the pattern that you're knitting, the yarn that you're knitting with, and say, yes, this is going to motivate me. It can be really helpful to just know that you will knit it because you can knit it. So really consider that too when you're looking at gift knitting. When you're looking at Christmas gift knitting for a very specific time and you want to knit multiple things for different people. You want to knit gifts for multiple people. So it's not just, I'm knitting this, I'm learning this new skill, and that's going to be for this particular person for her birthday or for a new baby. No, you want to almost be like a factory floor, don't you? You're going to have multiple gifts set up, ready to go and knitted before Christmas. It's quite a task, but go through these tips and it could really help you just focus and make decisions. Now, I did say I was going to give you some ideas on what else could help you. As far as knitting for Christmas goes, well, some of you will know that I already have the Christmas Master Planner. So if you are knitting for Christmas, then this could really help you. All it takes is an afternoon or an evening to just sit there and go through this planner and say, right, okay, well, I'll sort that out, I'll find this, then I'll know what I'm knitting, because if you're focused, you can make decisions. And if you've made decisions, you're going to be motivated to knit. If one thing goes astray, then that's fine. We can have something on our needles until next year. That's okay. But if you want to knit for Christmas and you want to knit for multiple people, planning can be a big, big help. You will more likely finish what you start. And by planning it too, the recipient will love what you give. Like I've said already, you'll get that hug on Christmas Day and you'll see them wearing it or using it as well. When I've done this myself and I've planned what I'm going to knit for Christmas, I've also knitted for myself at the same time. So I knit gifts and I have something larger on my needles for myself. So those gifts just kind of punctuate that longer knit for myself. Or I'm just going to say, cool, I like that pattern. Yeah, I want to knit those fingerless mitts for myself, not just for someone else. So I'll knit a pair for me as well as a pair for them. That's happened before, definitely. It's certainly something that you can achieve. You've got 10 weeks left. Go and get that master planner if you'd like more of a deep dive. If you'd like to know that this is going to happen. This is going to happen. If you invest in the Christmas knitting that you want to do, then it can definitely happen. And yes, there might only be 10 weeks left, but I've helped people before when there are only 6 weeks left and they've knitted multiple gifts for multiple people. So even in 6 weeks, if you're watching this and there's not long to go yet and you think, oh, I can't do this, it's not 10 weeks left anymore, well, you can. And if you have 10 weeks, then you have a bonus 4. So you definitely can do this. I have re-recorded some videos already and I'm going to continue recording the videos and updating all of the PDFs and such like that are inside this Christmas Knitting Master Planner. So go and have a look at that. If you think this is for you, you're going to have longer videos, you're going to have more support inside that planner, and definitely go and have a look at it. It's over on the Academy. I will leave the link below. Let's plan those knits together. I do hope these 3 tips have been helpful for you today. Thanks so much for joining me. I will leave the link for the Christmas Knitting Master Planner below. I will see you again soon. Bye for now. Happy knitting.